The fishing news is brought to you by Interlux Marine Paint and Okuma.
Hey there, Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine with this week's web video fishing forecast for New England. Well, we have a pair of shows kicking off this weekend. First up is the CMTA Hartford Boat Show, taking place February 9th through the 12th. You can find us at booth number U163. We're going to be located on the top floor of the Connecticut Convention Center. Now, there was a little confusion last year at the show. It was new to have this upper level. A lot of people were unaware that there was even that second level, and sometimes had a tough time finding us as well, some of the other vendors up there. So if you're on the main floor with all of the boats, be sure to hop on the elevator or take the escalator up to the top floor, the absolute top floor that you can get to above the main entrance, and you'll find us as well as a whole bunch of additional vendors up there. And then starting this Saturday, the 11th, and running through next Sunday, February 19th, we'll also be at the New England Boat Show at the Boston Convention and Exhibition Center. Now, you can find the Fisherman magazine at booth number 470. And we haven't done the show in a couple of years. We're really excited to be back part of it once again, as it's an absolutely massive boat show. All the big vendors are going to be there. And after working in Hartford this weekend, I'll be up in Boston next Friday and Saturday. So I hope to see you come on out and hang out with us at either of the shows. We got a bunch of great giveaways to go along with your new as renewed subscriptions. All right, going to move on into the reports, starting off as always in Connecticut, where it was more of the same this past week across Connecticut, with ice anglers still having to travel north to find any fishable hard water, but those making a drive up into the Litchfield area or even up into Massachusetts and beyond did pretty well. Reports of perch, bass, panfish, and pike being caught. And there was some open water fishing, as always, been pretty good along the shore, with both stripers being found in the tidal rivers and trout in places like the Farmington and Salmon rivers. Okay, moving on into Rhode Island. I keep telling you need to take advantage of any weather window as it pops up, and last week was no exception, as the cod fishing was, as some described it, historically good. After the better part of, a week plus without most of the boats being able to sail, Mother Nature finally said have at it, and most of the boats got out anywhere from 5 to 7 days last week. From its beginning on Monday and going right on into the weekend, really only Wednesday and Sunday were difficult weather-wise, with many limits of cod reported, and some of the big boats even reporting full boat limits halfway through the day. Both bait and jigs produced fish equally well, and those anglers running multiple hooks were often rewarded with lots of double headers. Now, there's no guarantee that the next window will provide similar results, but it's well worth the roll of the dice, as the fish are there and you can't catch them from the comfort of your couch. And then lastly, up in Massachusetts, all the reports I'm getting from the Cape and on past the canal to the mainland indicate that open water fishing for the likes of panfish, bass, and especially trout, with the state's great stocking program, is keeping local anglers very busy these days. There was even word of some smaller tidal creeks on the Cape producing some holdover stripers last week. And if you're really looking for some ice, you're going to have to travel out to the western part of the state or head north to Vermont, New Hampshire, or even Maine, where you're much more likely to find fishable ice. Well, there you have it. I'm Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine, wishing you tight lines if you head out onto the water this weekend.
The fishing news is brought to you by Interlux Marine Paint and Okuma.